approach for sell by owners. And if you want to work expireds as well, you can approach expireds. I will tell you this, not every for sale by owner is going to list with you, but some will. And the only way you'll know is if you ask them and if you have a plan and a strategy to open up and talk about some of those things. All right. So before we dive in and get started, does anybody have any questions regarding our for sale by owner program? Like, you know, maybe you've been to one of the training but you're just not quite clear or understand a little bit?
Well, I was hoping to review the process, Kano. I've been to plenty of the trainings.
Yeah, we're definitely going to review the process, and like I said, I'm going to bring in some direction to where you can get some. You can also do some self-help as well. Laura, did you have a question? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing about what you got to understand is, I want you to log into the Listing Boss, right? And those of you that never done the Listing Boss, it is a great way to get you in the right mindset for understanding, you know, what you can get out of going after and getting listings. All right? And remember this. In real estate, our job is to either sell a property for somebody or help them sell that or help them buy something. Those are the only two ways we get paid. Now, we can get paid for consulting, okay? But most real estate agents only get paid two ways, you know, helping someone buy or helping somebody sell. So when we think about prospecting, we want to identify people that want to buy with us. We buy Trulia leads, we buy Realtor.com leads, we buy Boomtown leads, we buy, you know, we do open houses to meet buyers. We run site presence ads. So what do we do to try to attract sellers? We can farm areas, okay, and farming works, but takes a lot of resource money to make that happen. And it's not immediate. It takes years for something to develop from that. And so when you think about how can you hunt for someone that wants to sell, either you can get a referral from your center of influence, okay, or you can have some ads that are attracting sellers to you for them to, whether it be an online ad presentation or whether it be an ad in the newspaper, you're attracting people. But again, that's a marketing expense. So you're marketing and expecting to attract somebody to you. And the last thing is you can prospect, okay? Now, prospecting doesn't cost any money, but it's grueling, it's painful, it's time-consuming, and it's a numbers game, all right? And then there's some skill set to help with the conversion process, all right? And so the reason I want you guys to start with the Listing Boss is because it helps you get a handle on the mindset that you have to have when you're talking with sellers. It gives you the right mindset that you have to have when you want to overcome the objections that the sellers and the for sale by owners and the expireds are going to have. So you're going to need to be able to handle those. And so I highly want to recommend that you take this information down. And where do you find this information, you're probably asking? It's in our storage, okay? It's in our folder under FSBO. If you jump in here, you have the log, you know, the Listing Boss login. All right, so we're going to go ahead and log into the Listing Boss here today, just so I can point out some things I want you to go check out. I always find this tricky, but I'm going to try it anyway. Awesome. It'll work. All right, so this resource is available anytime you want. You can climb in here. But really, once you get started, okay, after you do your quick start, and that just gives you an overview, and when you come in here and you jump in and you do the marketing arsenal, all right, I want you to look at the marketing arsenal. And you can skip over the performance guarantee because that's kind of the toughest one. But when you listen to the easy exit listing, and you're probably thinking, well, that has nothing to do with for sale by owners. Yes, it does. That may not have anything to do with it. Expired listings. Yes, it does. The easy exit listing the easy exit listing thing is to knock down barriers and to help in the conversion process of potential leads. It's a tool that allows people to move forward and try you out without the fear of making a mistake. Other companies will offer something like this. This is something very unique to us. Now, there may be people out there that have, you can go buy this program at $650 called the Listing Boss, but most agents won't spend money. So we bought this program for you guys so that you could understand, and I think it's a great program. Then, and so we can use this as an easy exit listing agreement to knock down the barrier of fear of making a mistake. The Smart Seller program is perfect for the for sale by owner. Why? It allows them to sell their property on their own and pay no commission. That's exactly what they're doing right now already. Exactly what they're already doing. When they hire us under the Smart Seller program, really all they're doing is expanding their marketing. And only if I can bring them a buyer that pays a high enough price to net them the most amount of money for them, that's an agreement, do they ever pay me? So here they can work side by side with a real estate agent to sell their property. They take nothing away from what they're already doing. The only one thing that we ask is that they take their for sale sign down and ours goes up. Okay? But they can do all kinds of open houses. They can do all kinds of things. So when you're dealing with for sale by owners, the first thing that you have to do is understand the Smart Seller program. And the Smart Seller program, like I said, it's designed to expand their marketing. And I think this video explains the program in depth, and it gives you the right mindset to communicate with real estate agents. I'm sorry, with for sale by owners. It allows you to communicate that message. So I highly recommend that you check that out and watch this video on your own and take a look at it. We watched all these videos, by the way, in class yesterday. And not only that, but after each video we broke it down and we talked about how we could use that language and that angle and the right mindset to be able to attack these potential prospects. Then you have the communication guarantee. You know, in our industry, the #1 complaint by far is my listing agent did not call me or stayed in touch. I didn't know what was going on. That is the #1 complaint. Well, we're attacking that complaint head on. And if somebody had a bad experience with a previous agent, and let's look at the expired situation for a moment, they had a bad experience. That might turn them into wanting to go for sale by owner. I know that Gary brought up yesterday. I called this FSBO, and the FSBO says, well, do I know you? And Gary answered, well, no, you don't know me. And he goes, then why in the world would I want to list with you? But that was the perfect opportunity to draw him in a different direction. And Gary did a great job handling it. He's still moving forward and trying to meet with the person. But the reason why he made that comment was because he was already bashing realtors. He had already had a poor realtor experience. And if we can show them a better way and better service and show them that not all realtors are equal, that other real estate agents can provide much more service and communication and connected into the goals of the seller, then we can do that. All right, so the communication guarantee breaks that down and creates the commitment of the company to communicate on a regular basis, especially you as the agent. All right? Then the marketing plan. You know, understanding how to use the 89-point marketing plan, how to leverage the marketing plan as the solution to sellers' problems. You know, did you know that only maybe 10% of the real estate agents out there even have a marketing plan? That most of them just talk about promotional items or marketing pieces, not a plan, marketing pieces. Our 89-point plan is an actual plan. If you take a time to read it, it shows them step by step all the things that we're doing to expose their property to potential buyers in the marketplace. So the marketing plan by itself is an extremely powerful tool. But you combine that with a smart seller program and our marketing campaign that we can bring to the table, unbelievable. Backing it up with guarantees of communication, and then to put their mind at ease, we could say, listen, for whatever reason, if you're not happy, you know, give us a 30-day notice. We'll let you out of the agreement without even ever holding your feet to the fire. A lot of other companies have fees in place to discourage sellers from canceling their listing, because they believe that they underperform so bad that the seller wants to fire them, and their agreement is the only thing that keeps the seller from firing them, is because the agreement has such harsh penalties, and the seller is fearful of that. We eliminate that completely. We knock down that barrier completely. We don't block them into a contract with that easy exit listing agreement. I had a quick little story for you for an example for a second. And this is one of the reasons why agents actually put in fees. But it happened to be a real estate agent that called me up that I had previously interviewed that did not come with our firm. They decided to go to Michael Saunders. And now after about 4 or 5 months of being over at Michael Saunders, they're looking for a whole different section of real estate to work in, because selling real estate at Michael Saunders isn't really cutting the mustard. Okay. And so he actually called me up, and we were just talking about one of his transactions. He goes, well, I got my first listing within about 2 months of being in the business. And I said, oh, so Michael Saunders gave you a new listing. He goes, oh, no. They didn't give me a listing. I happened to be at a dinner party and that my friends invited me to, and I got connected with somebody that wanted to sell their property. And this gentleman happened to live in Palmer Ranch, and the property is up north of Lakewood Ranch, and a community called Rosedale, I think it is. Well, so this gentleman decided that he had to accompany every showing, and he tried to go a certain direction with the service without thinking it through at all. So now this gentleman had to spend a lot of money out of his own pocket to promote this property. Apparently Michael Saunders doesn't do much promoting, is what he kind of told me in a non-round way. But he had to spend a lot of his own money to market this property, and he had to accompany every showing. So he had to drive from from Palmer Ranch to north of Lakewood Ranch at least once or 3 times a week, just to show this one listing. And after about 4 months and an offer that came in that was too low, the seller decided that they wanted to cancel the listing. Well, this particular agent, and this is, by the way, his first deal, because out of 6 months of working there, he never really made a sale. That's why he's looking for something else to do. And I'm not going to mention any names, but it was just very interesting to me. But he charged him $1,400 to cancel his listing. He said, no problem, but you see how much work I've done. You should at least pay me for my time for coming up there and showing the house. It's not my fault that you didn't accept the contract that we presented to them. And so he charged him $1,400 because of his time and stuff, and the seller paid it. Now, I'm not saying that's the right way to do business. I'm telling you that that's probably not a way that I would do business. Okay? And I bet he probably is going to get tons of referrals from that particular seller, right? charged him $1,400 and didn't even sell his property. I mean, I'm not sure about you, but I'm not sure if you're going to get a lot of referrals building your business that way, or getting a good reputation that you could get the job done. But it was just very interesting of the philosophy that even other companies, even a premium type company like Michael Saunders would allow to be in the marketplace. So when I tell you that you don't have any competition, you don't have any competition. The biggest competition that anyone has at White Sands Realty Group is themselves. Themselves not getting out and finding the opportunities and doing the work. That's the competition. You know? So I want you to get in here and check out these videos. And you know what? If you want to be a serious listing agent, watch those videos like I suggested. And then when you're ready, come over here and do a challenge. You can do what's called the 90-day intensive. Okay? It's called the Listing Boss 90-day intensive. And it breaks down everything by the week for 12 weeks of things to do. Now, you can come in here, and by the way, the nice thing is you don't have to reinvent everything. You know, you have some stuff in here that you can use to help with some of the things that you're going to be going after. And I pulled some of this stuff out, and I had it printed yesterday. But I just wanted to, just show you how you can do this. You listen to this, and you follow the fundamentals that they have here. And then you go into week 2. Now, what's nice about week 2, a lot of you are always talking about, hey, I'm looking for another way to get leads, or I'm looking for a good system, or, well, you know what? He's got lots of little resources in here. Whoops, that wasn't what I wanted to show you. He's got lots of oh no, it knocked me completely out. Crap. Lots of resources that you can use to get into the system, or to use in trying to generate different leads and stuff. Well, one of the systems that we use to try to generate leads is called RedX. All right, RedX costs about $60 to $90 a month, and it scrubs leads for you. It scrubs expired leads for you. All right, so anyway, like week 2, I was just trying to get this document up. I wanted to kind of show you guys essential systems, tools, and resources. That's what it is. So he's got, like, for instance, when we talk about database management, I mean, this company called Listing Boss recommends Top Producer as a contact management system, and then there's 2 others here as well. But you know what? Here's some lead providers. Show me the leads from RedX. Here's another one. Here's a dialer for you. So if you really got into stuff, you can jump into things. Here's data providers, virtual tours, property envelopes, and he provides you with everything that you need to build a great listing business, okay? And what we've already done in our company is we went out and we've already personalized and company-wise all the marketing material to be White Sands. So you don't have to go through the whole setup process of setting up the things that you need to set up. It's already in place for you. All you have to do is come in here and log in and play around and get involved. Any questions regarding this? Because I just wanted to make you guys aware of this so that you can jump on it whenever you want. If I'm not around, this thing can teach you without me. All right. Another big fear is, well, I want to see somebody else do it. Kano, can I watch you do it? You're so good on the phone. You're so smooth. All right. Well, that comes from years of experience and practice and being very patient. And honestly, I'm a really great listener. And that's what makes me a good, effective communicator, because I listen. And I'm able to articulate an answer based on my experience and courses and information that I have in front of me. And also my belief factor, that I believe that I can help people and sell their properties for more money and faster than they can. I truly believe that. Okay? But what's nice is we got for sale by owner calls here. He's got 10 calls where he calls on the for sale by owner, and not only that, but there's the transcript right here that you can print out the transcript. Now, if you're like me and you used to be like a walker and you want to get back into walking, you can download this as an MP3 file, put it on your iPhone or on your on your Droid device and go for a walk and listen to it so that you can start practicing the lingo and practicing the comeback questions and the probing questions. But what's really nice is the entire conversation has been put here in a transcript kind of way. So you hear the agent, you hear the seller talking to the agent, all the different questions and the way he steers the conversation. Now, I may do things differently than he does, but the concept is the same. So it's a great way if you want to get good skills at one-liners or comebacks or tough questions. Then here's your expired call. So if you decide to call expired listings, you've got 10 expired calls. Now, whether you call expireds or not, I highly recommend that you listen to these calls as well. And most people say, well, how often should I listen to these? You should listen to any kind of audio training at minimum of 3 times each. A minimum of 3 times each. And what you should do is go through it all one time and then come back and listen to it once and then try to implement that. And then listen to it again after you implemented it. That's a great way to learn and duplicate and come up with things. All right? Any questions regarding how to use this? All right. So my approach to working with for sale by owners is different than the listing boss. All right. The listing boss wants you to qualify them, find out on the phone when they're going to look at other ways to sell their property. When might that happen in the future? So the listing boss tries to identify when they want to list in the future before they ever go out to see them. All right? My philosophy is different. And the reason my philosophy is different is because most of the agents are new. Okay? Most of the agents are new in our firm. And so I think that face-to-face appointments that are low pressure is much easier for a new agent to convert than to try to convert them over the phone and dig for timing and find out when the timing is going to be right and then try to go out and see them then. I would prefer to go out and see them now, find out, get face-to-face where they can't hang up the phone on me or run away, and I get to feel them out as a person, and my goal is to build rapport. And then I want to incubate them until the time is right. But I've already had my face-to-face. And my face-to-face isn't a listing appointment. It's a preview appointment to look at the home. If they want to talk to me about listing, then I'll schedule a listing appointment and be prepared for it. I don't try to go in there and wing a listing appointment. I'm only there to preview the home. Preview the home. They want to talk about listing the home or what the value is? Great. I'd love to come back and talk to you about that. But out of respect for you, I didn't bring any of that information. But I tell you what, I don't mind. I can come meet with you tomorrow. It's not a problem. I don't mind at all. And in the meantime, let me give you my brochure that just talks about one of the programs that I thought might be perfect for you. Happened to be our For Sale by Owner program. It's called the SMART program. Smart Seller program. And it's a menu of services that allows you to sell your own property on your own. You know, you can cancel at any time. There's no pressure. And it's a great program. Why don't you take a look at that? Let's look at our schedules and see when we can get together tomorrow. I'll come over. I'll have a full-blown CMA on the property, and I'll tell you, about what we could do to sell your property and what I think it would sell for based on the information that the other real estate agents can bring to me. In the meantime, take a look at this. I'm all about soft selling. So that is my approach, okay? So I'm going to teach you 2 approaches. I'm going to teach you my approach today, and I'm going to teach you Haas Praxis approaches through the listing boss. So my approach, all right, has a simple introduction conversation, all right? I first identify the For Sale by Owner, whether I identify them online, whether I identify them by driving by and seeing the For Sale by Owner sign, seeing the For Sale by Owner sign, or whether I did something completely different, okay, and I found them. But anyway I found this is, I'm going to give them a quick introduction call. And my introduction call is going to be like this. Hi, I'm calling about the property. I saw it on Craigslist. Is it that was located at such and such? Is that still available? I could be looking at something that just posted, and I'm going to ask, is that still available? Why? It gets them talking about the property. Yes, it's still available. Great. Are you the owner? Now I'm just identifying my talking to the person that can make a decision with me. I don't want to build a rapport with the neighbor that's showing the house for the owner. I want to build a rapport with the owner. I don't want to build a rapport with the owner's brother that thinks they're a realtor, real estate agent is going to help the brother out and sell the house. No, I want to talk to the owner, the decision maker who can sell the property. Yes, I'm the seller. And if they said, no, I'm not the seller, I'm such and such, I mean, great. Would you mind if I talk to the seller? Well, I'm helping them out. They're out of town, they're out of the country, or whatever. I'm going to find out when, and I'm going to go hunt down the seller. The seller makes the decision to list. I don't need to smooth over. Now, I will smooth over the other person, okay? I will go down and try to smooth over the other person too, but I want to know that up front. And now the reason I would smooth the other person is because if I went over the brother that's trying to sell it for them, the brother's going to say, you know what, I'm tired of showing this house and no one ever buying it, because they're going to get frustrated. And they're going to say, you know what, you should call this realtor Kano guy. I spoke with him on the phone, he sent me some information. He's got a great program. And now I made him an advocate for me to get in the door. All right? So the script, to continue on with the script, he says, yes, I'm the seller. Now this is where I disclosed me. All right? This juncture, up front in the conversation, I've identified that the property is still available, and I've identified that I'm speaking to the homeowner. Right? My name is Kano Keller, and I am a real estate agent that works in the area. I was wondering if I could get some more information about the property. All right, this is when all hell's going to break loose sometimes in the conversation. Well, I'm selling it on my own. I don't want a realtor. Why are you calling me? It says no realtors. Okay, so your whole goal is to get over this objection bombardment that you potentially could have. The best way to diffuse somebody is to just tell them, no problem, I'm not looking to do that. Because honestly, you're not looking to do that yet. All you're looking to do is go see their home. That's it. Gather enough information to ask permission to come see their home. That's your goal. So, and your goal isn't to list it. Your goal is to give them information that can help them sell their property on their own. And part of that information is to, when they're ready, that they have another alternative of marketing through us, okay, or through you as an agent, all right? But you never get a chance to explain that if you try to do it over the phone and you never get the appointment. And you never go preview the house, and you never build a report to find out if there's any pain. All right, you got to find the pain. And when you go through the listing boss, and you go through what I told you, it'll help you and train you on how to identify and find the pain. All right? Because we have the solution. We're the solution to the pain. Our programs are the solution to their pain. They just don't know it yet. All right? So whatever the negative feedback is that comes out of it, I don't want to sell, I don't want to list, I don't want to do, no problem. I'm just trying to get some information on the property. You and I are in the same business. I sell houses, and now you're selling houses. Okay? I know that's not part of the script, but that's the mindset. Okay? That's the mindset. No problem, no problem, no problem. Okay, fine, they're going to break down. They're going to say, okay, what do you want to know? You know, what do you want to know? Well, what's the asking price? I'm staring right at the asking price in the ad. But you know what? A few minutes ago, they decided to lower the price, and I didn't know that. So what's the asking price? This is just to break the ice to get them started. And it says refer to the advertising form and specifically ask questions and any improvements like pool, fence, and landscaping. All right, so here's the form that we just were talking about. Here's the form. It has their seller information, has some property information. I got the price, how many bedrooms, is there a den that could be possibly a fourth or fifth bedroom? What's the neighborhood like? Which neighborhood is it really in? What was the age of the home? You know, have you put a new roof on since you own the home? What major improvements have you done? That's great. I see that it's a single-family home. What are some of the amenities of the home? Do you have a pool, a fireplace, a giant family room, a lanai that's screened in? So my whole goal is to get them talking about the property. They say, oh, it's beautiful. It looks over the lake. It's got a great pool. We just had the roof done last year. I'm like going, wow, that sounds nice. Ooh, that's great. So I'm empathetic with them. So now I'm ready to go in for my appointment. See, my goal was to go meet somebody that may or may not do business with me in the future. My goal is to go meet somebody that may or may not do business with me in the future. I have no other goal. I don't want to list the house over the phone. I don't even want to set up a listing appointment. I just want to go and meet somebody that may or may not be a customer in the future. So all I need to do is go preview the home. I need to go meet them. I need to go preview it. So I would just give them a call, and I could just say, hey, you know, would you mind? You sound like you'll have a lovely home. It's awesome. You know, would you mind if I come and take a look? I'm going to be around there, you know, on Thursday. Today's Tuesday. I'll be around there on Thursday. Would Thursday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon work for you? Well, what do you need to see the home? I just told you everything about it. Yes, you did. But, you know, from my experience, you know, pictures just don't do a property justice. You know, I find that if you see a property, you can really take the whole property in together with what it looks like visually once you see the property. And your home sounds like a really nice home. I'd love to come and see it. Would you mind if I come and see it? Well, do you have a buyer for my home? Well, gee, I don't know. I haven't seen your home yet. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to come out and see your home. I'm not telling you that I have a buyer for your home. I have buyers in the area that are looking in this area. I don't know if your home's a good fit or not. One of the things that I like to do for my clients is preview houses before I take them to them to make sure they are a good fit. That sounds pretty professional, doesn't it? So when would you like to get together so I can preview your home and maybe I could match them up with a buyer? And by the way, I respect the fact that you're selling on your own, but if I brought you a buyer, would you pay me a co-broke fee? You see how their question about if I had a buyer could lead me into asking another question? Now that's not on the script. But if I listen to the marketing arsenal and I listen to the phone dialogue, I'm going to pick up little comment questions that will redirect the question based on when they ask it of me. They asked if I had a buyer. I asked if they would pay me if I had a buyer. That makes sense? Do you have a buyer? I don't know. If I did have a buyer, would you be willing to co-broke at least 3%? Okay, I might be able to find a buyer. Why don't we get together so I can see your home, and that way I can tell people about it. You see all the different angles that you can use when you feel comfortable with the language? See, the for sale by owner is in a bad position against us. They want to sell their own home. They want to show it to potential buyers. They're probably even willing to pay us 3%. So for them to turn down us coming and taking a look at the home contradicts what their mind's telling them they're doing. We just have to remind them and nudge them that they are a real estate agent just like we are, except they're representing themselves in only one property. And we can sell every property in the marketplace, and we're not concerned about just one property. We want to sell any property anybody wants to buy that wants to use me to buy it or sell it. So I have the flexibility of selling everything, and they have the flexibility of selling one thing. But their one thing is in common with me. So whatever their feedback is, I'm going to no problem to death, and then I'm going to get them to agree to an appointment. At my appointments, when I take my for sale by owner kit, I give them to it as a for sale by owner kit. Oh, and by the way, when the time is right and you're ready to explore other options about potentially selling your home, we have a fantastic program that might fit your situation. It's called our Smart Seller Program. It allows you to sell your property on your own and pay no real estate commission. At the same time, it's hire an agent that promotes the property to the entire real estate community at typically normally a higher price. So you net the same amount of money that you would as a first sale by owner, but you pay me nothing for my service unless I bring you a contract on your property. And you pay me nothing if you sell it on your own, so I consider it a race. to see who can sell the property faster. But listen, I didn't come here to list your home. This is what's called a takeaway close, by the way. I didn't come here to list your home or even talk you into anything. I came here to preview it and look at it because I'm working with people all the time in this area. And I just thought I'd take a look at it. When the time is right for you and you think that you're ready to, expand your marketing and really get serious about selling your home, I'm here to help you. I kind of threw a little underlay in there when you get serious about wanting to sell your home, because he's not serious yet. You know why he's not serious yet, or she's not serious yet? 90% of the buyers use a real estate agent. % of the buyers use a real estate agent. If you're not marketing to real estate agents, you're not serious yet. I don't know about you, but would you go, if you had to go fish and catch a fish out of a pond, there were 2 ponds, they were the same size. One had 90% of the fish in it, and the other pond had 10% of the fish in it. Which pond are you going to go fish out of? So little simple awarenesses to them might be the big difference. So then you might tell them, why would a buyer buy your home anyway? That wasn't working with a real estate agent. If I was a bona fide buyer, and this is why 90% of the buyers use real estate agents, if I was a bona fide buyer, I could hire a real estate agent. They could do all the searches of all the properties available on the marketplace, set up and schedule and show them all to me, including new construction, and I pay them absolutely nothing. Why wouldn't I use them? That's why 90% of buyers do use real estate agents. It's because it doesn't cost them anything to help them find the house. Because the way that our fee structure is set up is we're paid typically through commissions that are charged by the, charged the seller. But in essence, the buyer pays it because they pay a high enough price to afford the seller to pay us a commission. So the buyer pays it, but the seller charges or gets charged for it. All right, so there's some little bit of ammo right there that you can help out with. So that's your script. Then you come into your FSBO, right? And you have your form. All right, you get your form, you make your notes. And some of the things at the FSBO that you're going to want to break down and talk to them about is, what are they doing for marketing? How is the showings been? Okay, and all of these other things. You want to get to meet them. So when you sell the property, you buy another property, do you happen to have an agent helping you look for property? Why? 90% of buyers use an agent. Why wouldn't you want to use a buyer's agent when you get ready to buy? Respect that you're selling it on your own. Are you doing open houses? We find that open houses are doing great. Would you like for me to do an open house sometime? I don't mind. It's a service that I do for sell by owners from time to time. I'm building rapport. I'm giving him service so that they might use me in the future. And then we have our for sale by owner kit. Okay, so let me show you what our kit looks like. Oh, I must have got knocked out of that. Oh, here it is. So under our training, when you come here to FSBO, all right, we actually have the for sale by owner kits in here. All right, which is questions, and then it's got 5 factors. We also do our 89-point marketing plan goes in there. About White Sands, our first aid, our FSBO first aid, our menu of commission splits. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that one because this happens to do with the for sale by owner. And then all right, so what's nice about the Smart Seller program is, they could sell their property themselves and they pay no real estate commission. They can cancel the listing at any time within 24 hours. It's not a 30-day, it's a 24-hour notice. So they're not locked in, it's a day-to-day contract. They don't have to pay us any fees up front. I had a company called Listing Services Direct. I charged $1,000 up front to sell their house, whether I sold it or I didn't sell it. I charged them $1,000, and they were happy to pay me all day long. So I can compete with that company. Listen, you don't have to pay me anything. You're not out of your pocket if you don't sell it. I'm going to be out of my pocket $1,000 for marketing the property. You're not going to lose anything if I don't sell it. So there's no advance fee. No pressure presentation. If they're on their own and I bring them a buyer, they're going to have a buyer pressuring them to take their offer. I've seen it. But they don't have to do that. They have me as a buffer. I'm going to receive the offer. I'm going to present it to them so that they can do it without any kind of pressure. Okay? A pressure presentation. So there's not even going to be a listing presentation. Either this is a good fit or it's not a good fit. You make a decision. I'm not going to sit down and do a whole-blown presentation for you. This is an extension for your marketing that either it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. And then we have a flexible commission schedule. All right? We have a flexible commission schedule. So let's go over that flexibility. 0 if you sell your property yourself. 1% if you find somebody, okay, that wants to buy your property and you want me to write up the contract and handle it from contract to close. I'm going to coordinate the appraiser, the home inspector, make sure all the timelines are met properly, okay? If I bring the buyer, anyone from my company brings the buyer to your property while we have it listed, I'm not going to charge you 6%, I'm only going to charge you 5%. And let's say not only that, but you decide that you want to buy another house and I'm your agent, okay? Another way I can give you a 1% discount, even if we don't sell it yourself and someone else sells it, if you buy your next property, I will give you a 1% credit on the HUD of your new home when you buy that. So I'm going to charge you 6%, but I'm going to give you 1% of it back on the purchase of your next home. All right, so that gives you the ammo to do that. And the only time you ever pay 6%, and that's if another broker brings you a buyer that you accept, and we don't represent that buyer. So it's a super simple program. It spells it out right here, and then we have the menu of services right here. And it's complemented by all the other material in here. And by the way, the other material in here in the kit, several of the points talk to them about, the real estate agent and promoting to the real estate agent. So it subliminally is working on their psychology for that. All right, so that's my approach, and then I nurture them. I maintain that relationship until the time is right for them. And I do weekly follow-up phone calls, and I continue to do things for them. I offer them contracts, blank forms, whatever they need, a blank seller's disclosure, if they don't have one to hand out. I find out whatever they need, and I start taking care of them. And I nurture them until the time is right, so they're ready to expand their marketing. Okay? Any questions regarding that? All right, I'm going to show you some other cool tools. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to show you some other new cool tools. If I can find them here. Let's see here. All right. So I just showed you one script on how we do it. Here is a completely different script that you have available to you. And this is Host Pratt from the Listing Boss. This is the script that the Listing Boss teaches you to use. All right, so you have a whole other script here. It's called the 8-point formula script. So I'm going to let you read this on your own, and you can check it out. So I'll get this out to you today. So here's another script that you can learn to follow. And you're going to find out that both of these scripts are very, very similar in nature. Okay? Then once you've spoken to them, you're going to want to create what I call a follow-up plan. All right? A follow-up plan sequence for your first sell by owner. And by the way, those top producer users that are part of us, I'm going to look into this, but I believe I have this plan already with the letters and everything built in. So on day one, you made your phone call. On day 3, and if you're with our system, you went out and previewed sometime. On day 3, you're going to mail them something. Day 7, you're going to call them. Day 11, you're going to mail them another letter. On day 17, you're going to call them. Day 20, you're going to mail them another letter. On day 27, call. Day 31, you're going to mail them the next letter. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mailings over a 60-day period of one FSBO. So you got a total of $4 invested, probably $5 in your kit. So you probably got $10 invested into this particular lead as far as costs go. But if it's a $300,000 house, it's a potential $9,000 commission. That's not a bad trade-off. 10 for 9, well worth it. All right, so I will let you know if this sequence is in here and Top Producer by Monday. And if not, then I will work with Sarah to get it put in there, okay? And we will create that. You're probably wondering, you're asking yourself, well, what do these letters look like? All right? Back over here in the listing box, all right, when you go under here, it's week number 3. Oh, maybe not week number 3. Oh, yeah, it was week number 3. I hit week number 2, part 2. So here are the letters, all right? So here's letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 5, letter 6, okay? So here are all our letters. And so these are the ones that I think that they're in the system. And I'm just trying to give you an example of how this can be used. So here's the letter. It's like a 5-pager. All right, you got to come in and you got to edit some things, but it is a fantastic program, fantastic letter. And it just goes about what they should be doing to get their house for sale. I think it's more like an 8-page letter. And you're probably thinking, man, that's a lot. But listen, you're talking to somebody that is selling their property on their own. And you just gave them 90 points to help them sell their house. Do they think you're a hero? Absolutely. All right, so you got to customize this. So some tools right there. By the way, week 3, okay? So that's week 3 in the system. All right, so look under week 3 in the system in the 90-day intensive. All right, I've already pulled them down and I have them. I'll be putting them up on our site in a different format so you guys can get to them. All right, another thing that you might want to take a look at that'll help you is it's questions to ask, all right? Questions to ask. A lot of the agents, the newer agents have been coming up and they're like, well, I don't know what I should say. I don't have something back for that. And this has to do with FSBOs and expireds, but there are 3 pages of questions here, okay, that you can print out and you can start building up your real estate question vocabulary, all right? You can start building up your questions to be able to understand the process. This is the lingo, the language, the way of asking things, you know? Are you going to, I mean, for example, are you going to be interviewing aggressive agents? You know, are you going to go relist with the same agent? What are you going to do? That's a straight one. Are you going to be around at blank? If you like everything I say, is there any reason I can't earn your business? You know, earn your business. So these are some tie downs. So again, great arsenal of language sentences that you can use throughout your real estate career. I thought that was fantastic. All right, some other things that you can do, and we call this the seller's discovery sheet. And this sheet allows you to ask all kinds of questions about the property. This is a little bit more than the information sheet we had for gathering the FSBO information. This is more of an in-depth look. All right, this might be something. I have a listing appointment set up. Before I go on my listing appointment, I call up and say, listen, I have a few questions I'd like to go over before I see you. and then you can dive into these questions. All right? So this is like a pre-listing appointment questionnaire. It's called the Seller's Discovery Sheet, which it asks a lot of questions to determine quite a few things. All right, then we have the goal sheet. We can set up some goals for ourselves. All right, so we can set up some goals for ourselves. And I just want to show you, I'm going to bring up the goal sheet again, but I have one here that's completed. So here's a goal sheet. All right, so we have some blank goal sheets for you, but you just write down an activity. This person is like, for instance, they're trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, their goal is to do it 6 times in a week. Well, they got up 4 days this week at 6 o'clock in the morning. They want to exercise 30 minutes in a day. Well, guess what? They only did it 4 times. They wanted to achieve 5. Role play their scripts. They want to do it at least 3 times. They did it 3 times. They want to call 50 prospects. It looks like they want to do that 5 days in a week. I mean, think about it. When I'm looking at this, I see someone think about calling 50 people in a day. That'll really boost up your business. How many of us on the call today are calling 50 people a day? How many of us are calling 20 people a day, or even 10? But if you put something like this in your schedule, you can start showing up and making it happen. All right? So some great tools, and again, we have a blank one for you, okay? Looks just like this. So you can write your own goals in here. All right? Another thing that we have here is the listing presentation, okay? A lot of you have been to my listing presentation. You see my listing presentation breakdown. But I really thought that this one was like really in tune with how I do it. And we broke this down yesterday, but this is 4 pages of exactly what happens at a listing presentation. And I absolutely love the flow of it, okay? I love the flow of it. All right, so take a look at this. This will help you out with that as well. All right. And then another example that we can look at, and that is this. And that is the 12-point expired script. All right, so you can look it up, and then you can download it. And the reason why I want you to take a look at the 12-point script is because it's got great questions. It's got great questions that you can use into your FSBO dialogues as well. All right, so it's got 12 great points to hit on when you're talking with an expired listing if you decide to go after expired. So again, this is a great conversation piece. And when you're ready to do this, you got to jump over here and listen to the live FSBO calls, listen to the live expired calls, and look at the transcripts and how he stayed on task with his, with his script, and listen to how he went about it. So, listening to somebody, model what they do, and then you try to do it as well. So lots of things right here for you guys to take a look at. One last piece that we have, it's called the accountability. All right? And it's for yourself. It's the accountability. How many people did I dial on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday? How many phone contacts did I actually get? Now, dialing and talking are 2 different things. Dialing is one thing, and then contact, actually having them on the phone, is another thing. How many open houses did I have for that week? Measure how many people come through your open houses. Did I knock on any doors? I'm not a big door knocker, okay? But if that's your thing, by all means, knock yourself out. Literally, knock yourself out. All right, so mailing sent. Hours did I spend lead generating? How many listing appointments did I go on this week? Did I do the listing appointments? All right, did I have them set? Did I do them? Did I get the listing? Did I win? How many listings did I sell? How many price reductions did I get? How many buyer appointments do I have set? How many buyer appointments did they show up for? How many VIP buyer agreements do I have? How many buyers did I sell? How many homes did I preview? Right? I want you previewing a minimum of 5 houses per week. I've never split that down. Unless you're showing houses to somebody, you should still be looking at 5 houses per week. And you need to, once you learn one neighborhood, learn another neighborhood, until you start understanding the entire market as a whole. All right? Additions to my database, presenting present inventory, dealing with pending, deals pending, deals closed, gross commission, net commission. So this really kind of helps you out in planning your week, all right, for prospecting. So I thought that was a really, really good tool. All right, so what I'm going to do for you guys today is these will be posted up on the storage site, and I will be putting them underneath the for sale by owner. It's going to have another tab here that'll say Listing Boss, okay? And then I will post the stuff up underneath that that here shortly, so you guys will have that. Anybody have any questions? Hopefully this was pretty intense today.